Oh, this is the Carnival electric vehicle. Wow, the design is really cool, right? Wow, Kia definitely has a solid plan in place, huh? Hello, this is Lee Youngmin from Mocar. The actual Kia PV5 has finally been revealed. Before we show you the PV5 in detail on site, let's take a quick look at the exterior design and see what kind of car it has turned out to be. We will show you in detail what kind of car the PV5 is on site. Before that, let's take a look at the exterior design first and briefly see what kind of car it has turned out to be. In fact, the Kia PV5 is not a car to be taken lightly. This is a car that represents Kia's future. So, if you look closely at this car, it is said that Kia's big picture is hidden. So let's take a quick look at why the Kia PV5 is such an important car. Yes, today I released 4 photos first. The front looks like this, the side looks like this, and the back looks like this. Wow, it's really pretty, right? First of all, if you look at the front, the concept car we saw at CES last year looked like this, and the production car revealed today looks like this. It's almost the same, right? The difference from the concept is that the logo, which was originally on the right, has moved to the center. Also, there's now a charging port at the front, and the display that was at the bottom of the concept car, which showed text, is gone. Other than that, it seems like they've brought over almost all the elements from the concept car into the final production model. It seems that the concept car shown last year wasn't just a whimsical design showcase, but rather a preview of the production vehicle. Wow, this design is truly futuristic and has come out as a sophisticated design that people would want to covet. What do you think about the tinting? How about the shock absorber? Este one? If you put them side by side for comparison, oh my... I'm sorry, but in terms of design, this one is completely finished. Now, if we take a closer look at the front design, overall, the surface is very smooth. Unlike these gasoline cars, since there is no need for a grille, many surfaces are simply treated as smooth surfaces, which also seems to give a good sense of the car of the future. The upper part of the beltline is black, and the lower part is painted in paint, giving this two-tone feel, which is also very cool. Even if you look at cars like the Fox Park and ID Buzz these days, they are two-tone like this. The PB5 is not two-tone like that, but the way the upper and lower colors are separated makes me think that it is a modern reinterpretation of the classic design of the past. Let's look at the lamp. This A-pillar. This pillar is connected to the Mission DRL. It is said that Kia's Star Map signature lighting lamp was applied here as well. This DRL itself is designed in a lightning shape, so it gives a feeling that this car has a tingling point, and it leaves a very strong impression. Wow, it's cool. These days, everyone has a single lamp. Of course it's neat, but it's a little boring. But Kia has designed the most noticeable lamp on the front of the vehicle in this unique way, so it feels like Kia's own color that is different from others, which is good. The lamp gives off a mission-like impression like this, and it feels a little like Venom. Anyway, it leaves a strong impression. The headlamp is located at the bottom and separate from the DRL. It is located like this, right above the bumper. If you look at the photo that has been released, you can see this reflector type, so it seems that MFR type headlamp will be applied. And the size is very small now, but to secure sufficient light amount in this size, it is assumed that there is no need for a shock absorber, as it is an LED lamp. It is expected that MF5 LED lamp will be applied as standard from the basic model to the upper model. Indeed, this design is truly remarkable and definitely stands out in the automotive world. Moreover, the attention to detail is absolutely impressive, making it undoubtedly one of the most notable designs in recent times. Certainly, it is a testament to innovative design. The MF5. Lamps that are used in the base model of the EV3 look very similar, and it seems like those lamps are also being shared in the PB5. Look at the lower bumper too. This bumper is more unique than I expected. They've divided this bumper into 3 parts. When we look at typical cars, the bumper is usually one solid piece. So, if you damage the left side, you can't just repair that part. You have to replace the entire bumper. But with the PB5, the bumper is split into 3 sections, 1 in the middle and 2 on the sides, each made of matte plastic. This way, the front bumper is divided into 3 parts. The PB5 is fundamentally a PBV, and some people will use this car for various purposes, like a truck, for deliveries, or even for camping. Depending on the user, the bumper can get scratched, and such damage can happen quite frequently. But, because replacing the entire bumper every time can be prohibitively expensive, indeed, as you can clearly observe, in fact, you can see that the bumper is divided into 3 parts, so that only the part that was damaged can be replaced. This is to ease the burden of operating this car. I think this bumper design really reflects Kia's thoughtful consideration. However, I do feel a bit disappointed about the location of the charging port. In domestic environments where you often park in reverse, having the charging port at the back might be a bit inconvenient in terms of usability. And from a design perspective, they've made the front look so sleek and stylish, but then they've cut into it for the charging port, creating this groove. Isn't that a bit of a letdown? I do feel a bit disappointed though. From Kia's perspective, it seems they had no choice. Since the motor is located at the front, it makes sense for the charging port to be positioned there, and there would be no shock absorber. Well, can't we just run the wiring to the back and put the charging port there? You could do that, but since this is a PBV, the space at the back is meant to be freely customizable, so we can't install the charging port back there. Oh, couldn't we have placed the charging port on the front fender instead? That's not possible either. The reason is that to maximize the interior space and mobility, the front wheels have been pushed as far forward as possible. Because of this, there isn't enough space inside the fender for suspension-related components, which means there's no room to install the charging port. Looking at the side design, you can really see that much attention to maximizing space. This car is 500mm shorter than the Staria, but the interior space is nearly identical, maximizing the interior. Traditional vehicles with an engine and transmission have a longer front due to components. Since the PV5 is electric, it needs less space, so they've shortened the area where the engine was, allowing seats to start forward. I have a slight concern about crash safety, but we'll have to wait and see. I like the wheel design. It follows Kia's opposite United design philosophy, maintaining a Kia-like wheel design. It looks similar to the Ray's wheel, but the Ray has 14-inch wheels, while the PB5 has 16 or 17 inches, giving a more substantial feel. It features sliding doors. The concept had a touch mechanism for automatic opening, but the production model has a traditional handle. They've hidden the sliding door rail well. Can you see it? At first glance, you wouldn't know where it's hidden. Look at the Carnival. The sliding rail is visible. With the PB5, they've concealed it within the belt line, giving a clean, streamlined look. The D-pillar behind the third row window and the A-pillar at the front are treated with glossy black plastic. Viewed from the side, it creates an effect where the glass flows seamlessly from the front to just before the rear lamps. A smart design. The wheel arch cladding and rocker panel areas have a black box design, enhancing the rugged image. The rear design is revealed in the cargo model. At first glance, you might not immediately discern where it is cleverly hidden. Just take a look at the Carnival. The sliding rail is quite prominently visible. However, with the PB5, they have ingeniously and skillfully concealed it within the belt line, providing the car with a clean, streamlined, and sophisticated look. The D-pillar, located behind the third row window, and the A-pillar, situated at the front, are all meticulously treated with glossy black plastic. Therefore, when viewed from the side, it creates a visual effect where the glass appears to flow seamlessly from the front all the way to just before the rear lamps, which is indeed a really smart and innovative design. You can also observe that the wheel arch cladding and rocker panel areas have a dashcam design, which significantly enhances the rugged image of the vehicle. The motorcycle design is also very clever, as it effectively avoids any physical contact. The rear design has been revealed in the cargo model. According to the materials sent by Kia, the rear features a cleanly designed double-door tailgate, which not only gives a visually wider appearance, but also enhances practicality by making it easier to load and unload cargo in tight spaces. These days, there are apartment complexes, where delivery trucks can't access the ground level. So, if you look at the Porter or Bongo, you'll see low-top vans that have a roof height similar to the cabin. However, this car has a slight issue. If you try to reach in here, to take out the cargo you have to bend down, this much. So, the car is already low, and with the height being low as well, you end up not being able to load cargo properly, and your back starts to hurt from bending over like that. The transmission is low. But the PV5 is fundamentally an electric vehicle, so the ground clearance is quite low. It seems like it would be really convenient to load and unload cargo. You can also see that the rear lamp design features Kia's star map signature, with the ends shaped like triangles. I want to see the interior, but today they only revealed the exterior design, so the interior hasn't been shown yet. However, the editor-in-chief, who went directly to Spain, will be the first to showcase the interior design and its features one by one. What do you need to do to see that? Please subscribe, like, and set the alarm. Still, about the interior. You can't just go without knowing anything, right? In the case of this existing concept car, Kia only provided a mount where owners can securely attach their own devices, like an iPad or a Galaxy Tab. So, the concept car was designed for users to just stick their tablets there. But, looking at the photos released today, part of the display is slightly visible. And you can also see a bit of the instrument panel. Basically, it looks like they will provide a display that allows for various modules to be controlled from the back, like adjusting the temperature of a refrigerated cargo area, similar to what the ST1 offers. From what I can see, the shape of the display seems to be a bit taller than the horizontally long 12.3-inch displays found in Kia's passenger cars. Of course, we'll have to wait for the actual release to confirm that. Anyway, based on the concept car, if we make some predictions, this is primarily a passenger model designed for people. During the concept phase, they mentioned that the seating could be arranged in various ways. While it's a bit smaller than the Carnival, there are configurations like 2-2-2 seating, 1-2-2 seating, and 2-3 seating. Personally, I think it would be absolutely great if they didn't set this in stone and instead gave customers the freedom to choose the seats they need. As for the steering wheel, oh, the 333. Side view mirror. If 6 people are riding and they're cruising in a dedicated highway lane, it seems like the Palisade has come up with a somewhat strange idea. But I think it's very likely that they'll make it so that 3 people can ride in a row, because even the existing Bongo models now need to be replaced by the PV5. And this Bongo is basically a car that can seat 3 people per row. So, it seems that the PB5 is also designed to accommodate 3 people in the front row. But we'll have to wait for the actual release to see how it turns out. In the concept model, there were 3 cargo variants: compact, long, and high roof. However, this time, they only revealed the compact version. The most important aspect of this cargo model is how much the rear wheelhouse intrudes into the cargo area. There have been concerns that this makes it difficult to load boxes due to the shock absorber setup, so how they've addressed this issue with the steering wheel will be the key point to look out for. We've looked at the design, but is this just a commercial vehicle? Calling it a PBV sounds nice, but is it just a regular commercial vehicle? Some people might say that, but it's a bit disappointing to hear that. Perhaps the PB5 could completely change our future. We refer to the Kia PB5 not just as an electric vehicle, but as a dedicated PBV. When we talk about platform transmission clarification, it might sound a bit complicated at first. To put it simply, traditional vehicles are designed for specific purposes, like passenger cars, trucks, and buses. They are built with a fixed function in mind, including the parking brake and horn. No matter how much you modify this cargo truck, it still feels like a cargo truck. So that's how it was. However, the PB5 is designed from the ground up to be adaptable for various uses such as passenger transport, cargo, work purposes, and even as a camper van. This car is designed to be viewed as a modular space that can be transformed as needed. So, the PB5 looks good, whether it's being used for passenger transport or for cargo. It also seems fine when it's set up as an open-bed truck like the Bongo, including when it's used as a horn. Since the PB5 itself is designed to be flexible, it could lead to revolutionary changes in existing logistics and mobility services with its introduction. First of all, the passenger model could be used for public transportation. In fact, right now, buses like the Jungnang 01 in Jungnang-gu and the Songbuk 05 in Songbuk-gu are operating as community buses using side-view mirror StarX models. Why did a bus like this exist? It's because the number of passengers using community buses is gradually decreasing. The average number of passengers using community buses dropped from 1.22 million in 2014 to, it has reportedly decreased to $830,000. As demand decreases and profitability decreases, transportation companies cannot arbitrarily eliminate routes. This is how these ultra-compact village buses came into being naturally. In the future, the demand for these ultra-small community buses is expected to increase. Especially in rural areas, where the population is decreasing, there's a need for buses that residents can continue to use. In such cases, if the PB5 is turned into a bus for operation, transportation companies can run routes economically, and passengers will be able to use buses that are consistently scheduled. It seems like a perfect fit. The cargo model could be actively utilized for last-mile delivery. Ultimately, when packages come from the logistics center to our homes, like Coupang's Rocket Delivery or CJ Logistics, that's called last-mile delivery. The characteristic of last-mile delivery is that it accounts for the largest portion of logistics costs, with about 50% of the total costs occurring in this segment, specifically in the transmission costs. Since this is the last stage of delivery, there are many variables, and it can get quite complicated going from one house to another, transmission. So, this last mile delivery is important for quick, clear, and accurate delivery, and optimizing the delivery route is also very important. This PV5 is basically a mid-sized electric PBV with good maneuverability, so I think it is very specialized for this. I hope the Kia PBV AI assistant, or in the built-in navigation, can perfectly optimize the delivery routes. First of all, they've reportedly signed a contract to supply the PB5 to DHL Korea starting in 2026, and I hope to see more collaborations with other companies in the future. For conversion models, it is expected that Kia will provide models modified from the PB5, such as campervans or limousines. In addition to this, it is expected that the so-called donut car will be provided, in which Kia will provide only the basics of the PB5, such as the motor, battery, and shell, to an outside company, and leave the rest to the outside company to make. Various business models could emerge using the PB5. For example, Starbucks currently operates coffee trucks in the US at Arizona State University, James Madison, and Costa Carolina University called Mobile Starbucks, right? Starbucks doesn't have to spend money on rent or interior design costs. They just go to the truck and sell coffee. I think it would be great if there was something like a Starbucks PB5 store. It would be great to have mobile hospitals or health centers that can reach rural areas and underserved communities. Oh, it would be great if robot taxis came out. Kia already announced during their third quarter earnings conference call on October 25th that they are preparing a PBV for robot taxis in collaboration with Waymo. Wow, Waymo's amazing, right? If you go to the US right now, you'll see that Waymo is actually providing services with their self-driving taxis. However, if the PB5 is deployed here, it would not only be beneficial for Kia in terms of accumulating autonomous driving data, but it would also enhance Kia's image as a cutting-edge company, which would be even better. I hope the PB5 robot taxi can actually be successfully put into service. Yes, we briefly looked at the Kia PB5 that was unveiled today. I believe that this PB5 is not just a simple electric vehicle, but a key platform that opens up a new era for motorcycles. A variety of business models will expand. I think it can present a completely new mobility paradigm in the global logistics and motorcycle markets. Now, cars are no longer just a means of transportation. Automobiles are becoming a space that revolutionizes business and life. I believe the PB5 is the starting point for leading that change. This has been Mocar Lee Youngbin. Thank you.